This is James Lupton for Round 8 Boxing. Delighted to be joined with Connor Tudsbury. Connor, how are you, mate?
I'm very well, thank you. All good.
Good stuff. Good to hear it. Take me back to the beginning, Connor. What's your earliest boxing memory?
Earliest boxing memory is probably joining the boxing gym. I walked into my fire station in 2008 at 8 years old, and I remember just seeing all the people training in the gym, and I just wanted to be part of it and joined in and loved it. There's a bit of there's a bit of a thing with the coaches saying I was too young, I'm too small, but then I showed my athletic ability, and they were like, "Yeah, get him in, all good."
What made you go down there at 8 years old? Why did you want to go down the gym?
So I was a very hyperactive child, had lots of energy, and my mum wanted me to use it in a productive way. I tried football, tried kickboxing, tried taekwondo. Nothing really felt right until I tried boxing. And as soon as I started boxing, it just felt where I was meant to be. And even as I've gone on through the years and it's just gone more and more. This is where I'm supposed to be. Yeah.
So you'd already tried taekwondo, kickboxing, so you weren't a stranger to combat sports and physical sports as such. What was it about boxing that stood out for you? And do you remember your first spar in boxing? How different was it to previous?
Um, to be honest, in other combat sports, I didn't really do much sparring. I was only at them for like a month or a week or 2 weeks. And then when I started boxing, my first spar, uh, I was just ready for it. I was ready for it. I mean, to be fair, me and my older sister used to have little scraps all the time. So uh, I was down for a scrap, and that's what happened when I was sparring in the gym.
So your sister got you well prepared.
Yeah, sister got me well prepared, and then actually a couple of years into the boxing, my brother's a couple of years older than me. We used to spar, and that used to bring me on lows because I was sparring obviously an older person who's more, the body's stronger, the mind's more smarter than a child. So yeah, it was good.
Other box as well, or was it just a case of he'd get in and have a little scrap?
He tried a little bit, and then we used to just do it for fun. Yeah, then it made me a bit more robust than anything.
Absolutely. Um, Go through to your first amateur fight. I'm assuming probably as soon as you got carded at 11 years old, you probably jumped straight in the ring.
Oh yeah, so back in 2011 when I was 11 years old, I remember my skills bout. Can't remember the exact location, but I remember the day, and I remember I was too young. Um, Not too young. They got my date of birth wrong on the card, and it was supposed to be a normal bout. And then they told me I couldn't fight, and I was really upset, couldn't fight. And then they let it go on as a skills bout, and absolutely smashed it, and thought, yeah, this is where I'm supposed to be. Should have a video somewhere, you know. I'll have to knock it back up.
Absolutely. So you're talking what, 2.5, 3 years you've been training in the gym from 8 to 11 to your first bout. During that time for you, what was it all about? Did you enjoy it every session? Was it ever a time where you thought might pack it in or not feeling it? What was it for you like?
So the time from 8 years old to 11 years old was just I really enjoyed the gym. I couldn't stay away from the gym. I was doing my workouts at home. I was doing like 100 sit-ups, 100 press-ups, 100 squats, and 50 pull-ups every night at home. So I was really motivated to train, and I had teammates, the club members, who were all fighting, and I just wanted to be in their shoes. I wanted to get in that ring, so I was just waiting for my time to shine.
Talked about that dedication, from 8, 9, 10 years old to be putting yourself or your body through that each day
Mm.
just because you enjoyed doing it and that's what you wanted to do and you knew to get to where
Yeah.
you get to, that's what you had to do. To have a mindset like that such an early on, what was that like for you? Why for you do you feel like you've done that at that point? Was it because purely you knew that's what you had to do to get into boxing?
Um, so what it was is that, as well as one of the reasons my mum tried to get me into a sport was because I was very athletic, but I wasn't very academic, so I couldn't I wasn't struggling reading, writing, so I was a bit behind in school, and my self-esteem, my confidence was really low. And then as soon as I found boxing and I was good at boxing, it just lifted me up and made me so much more confident. My schoolwork got better. Um, so the fact that I found something I was good at, it just kept pushing me to do even better. Right?
Did it feel almost like you'd found, I don't know if you'd say you found your calling because you're so young, but did you feel like it was home? Did you feel like this is where you were meant to be for the first time in your life?
Yeah, it felt like it, to be fair, it felt like I just found something, finally found something I was good at. Like I felt a bit out of place in school and stuff, and then obviously I found the boxing gym and I just felt at home.
For you, when did you start watching boxing at home? Was it after you went to the boxing gym?
Um, so I watched a little bit of I watched a couple of DVDs about heavyweight boxing and about Mike Tyson and Muhammad Ali. Um, but to be totally honest, I never really as a child enjoyed watching boxing. Only until the past couple of years I've really enjoyed boxing and really like enjoy high level boxing and watching it. But before then, I never watched it as a grown up, even through juniors, youths, seniors. I never watched boxing.
So obviously, it's fair to say that there was no sort of specific boxing idols. But who were your idols, and who did you look up to when you was growing up?
Okay, so the first ever one was Mike Tyson. I thought I was a mini Mike Tyson. And then bit down the line when I became like a youth and a junior, I watched Gennady Golovkin, Triple G. He was a big. I just really admired his fighting, and I loved watching his fights. Then further down the line, when I became a youth and senior, I found Bivol. Um, he must have been about 6 fights in or something. And then you've obviously got your Lemachenko and stuff like that, but I wasn't a big fan because that's not my style. Uh, but yeah, it was one. If I had to say always pick one, it'd have to be Gennady Golovkin.
Talk to me about, I mentioned it a little bit a moment ago about obviously the dedication and obviously you're doing your workouts at home, etc. But talk to me about dedicating yourself to boxing and how early on did you realize that you have to really make sacrifices to succeed?
Yeah, so growing up, I really wanted to make. Well, I think I won the junior championships, and then I got an England team, and that was kind of my way of saying I actually want to do this. I want to become the best. I want to grow up to be a professional boxer. And then so then I was kind of switched on and I was trying to be the best I could be. I didn't have all the knowledge, so it wasn't really going the way I wanted it to. Until I got the years of experience, until I got to about 100 fights, and then I became a senior. Then everything started clicking. I know how to train to be a champion, I reckon. Yeah.
Describe to me the feeling of winning for you.
The winning's just it just feels like it's just unreal because all the hard work you put in is like this is what it's for. You know, like when I'm running, when I'm going on runs and stuff, I'm thinking that much further, that bit further is going to be, and then I envision myself getting my hand raised and being a champion, and so it motivates me to do in my training, and then it's a satisfaction when I get my hand raised.
Has the winning feeling changed for you over the years from 11 years old up till now?
Um, I think I'm still just as hungry as ever. I think I still the feelings it never gets old. It's always amazing, and I'll always strive for that victory.
You mentioned you envision your arm being raised at the end of the
Yeah,
fight. So you're trained by Jamie Moore, and he is massive on visualizing, manifesting
yeah.
into existence. How big a part does that play into your camp?
It's very, it plays a huge part. I think every fight I've ever had, I've always envisioned the outcome. I always see a future of me. I'm coming home. If it's for a belt, if it's for a national championship, I'm coming home with the belt. I've just boxed the best I can ever box, and I'm on my way home. And everything's so. I like to envision that. I like to see a future, and I like to aim for that exact future I want. And that's how I envision stuff.
You're now 1-0 as a professional. What's it feel like to be a professional boxer? This was your dream. What's it like?
It feels amazing. It's like, as you say, it's a dream come true. I've trained my whole life for this. I've trained over 15 years for this, and it's just I feel I'm quite proud of myself as well. Um, to see to go back in the gym as well and see kids come and join the gym at such a young age, and then to think I was one of them young kids, and now I'm where I am today. Which, yeah, I'm proud of myself.
Do you give advice to the youngsters when they're coming in? What do you tell them?
I mean, I tried to give advice. I tried to, so all the little bits and bobs, like do the little befores and afters, proper warm up, proper cool down, have your eyes set on a goal. But I like to tell them that if they're passionate about something, then go 100% in it, go 110% in it, because if you can have a career in something you love, then it's just gonna make life so much better. Or just strive for greatness. That's what I always say. Level up every day.
Let's just rewind again quickly. So you mentioned about you giving advice to the youngsters. When you
Yeah.
were in their position, 8, 9, 10 years old, who was you asking for advice and what advice was you getting at that age?
I was asking, so I was going to my coaches for advice. I go to my family. So Mike Dillon, who sadly passed away, my Nigel Travis, they would be kind of, and then there's loads of other coaches, but they would kind of be my go-to. Um, and they'll just give me a little insight to the experiences they've had, and that little bit of motivation and the self belief and confidence that I can achieve the goals I want to achieve. Yeah,
You mentioned Nigel Travis, so I've got to mention him.
yeah,
I spoke to you before your pro debut. I told you Nigel has been banging the drum about you for years and
yeah,
years on social media. For the last 8, 9, 10 years, he's been saying, "Keep an eye on Connor Tudsbury. Connor Tudsbury's coming through. Keep an eye.
yeah.
He's going to be something special." Um, for you, in terms of a confidence booster and that belief in you from your coaches as well, how big a part does that play for you?
It's huge because one of my main goals is to just make Nigel and the rest of the team, the rest of the club, is proud, make them proud. So for me to for them to show like believe in me is even more motivating for myself, and gives me that extra boost to go and work harder and achieve what I want to achieve.
Let's go on to your professional debut. You'll see a 1-0 stoppage victory in Manchester as well, in front of your hometown fans. How was that? What were the emotions like for you?
My debut was a bit, the week was a bit hectic. It was a big lead up, loads of interviews, loads of press and media. And then it's just a whole totally different experience from the amateurs. Uh, then leading up until the fight, there was a couple of nerves as the days got closer, like restless sleeps and stuff. But just because you're so excited to get out there and start my journey. And then I think my ring walk, I was really confident. Like in my head, I envisioned it. I envisioned everything that was going to happen. To be fair, I not exactly the way it happened, but I envisioned winning. I envisioned a stoppage. I thought, okay, and it was just amazing to just do it all and have the a more amazing outcome that happened.
Absolutely. Um, Obviously, a big part of fight night and fight week is preparation. Take me to some sparring stories. What are the big sparring stories for you? Who's the toughest spar? Who's the biggest name you sparred? Any funny stories?
Um, there's not really that many funny stories. When we're in the gym, business is business. I had some good spars leading up to it with Bradley Ray. We had some good. I had some good spars with Callum Smith, but that's for this camp, and then many others. But yeah, good spars with Callum Smith, Bradley Ray. I thought they were both looking sharp. It's unfortunate Bradley Ray didn't get to box in Riyadh, um, and then Callum Smith done the job. Thanks to some good sparring, I reckon. Um, but yeah, I've really learnt a lot in the camp. I learnt a lot. Just the process of the camp is my first one, leading up to the professional debut. Yeah,
What's that like? Let's just talk about the Callum Smith sparring. In terms of that, because obviously he's been there world champion, he's aiming to be a two-weight world champion. I know he just won the interim world title at light heavyweight. So to be sparring somebody at that level and for yourself to obviously perform well in the gym, does it give
yeah.
you confidence walking away from that?
It gives me a lot of confidence. It gives me a bit of reassurance because I believe I'm at that level, or I will be at that level, and um, I believe that I've got the ability to climb up to that level, and I am going to be one of the best. And to be the best, I have to share the ring with some of the best.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Um, and obviously you mentioned Bradley Ray as well,
Mhm.
another good fighter. And you mentioned there's obviously other sparring partners throughout your camps and throughout your career so far as an amateur as well. In terms of sparring different styles, how important is that for you? Because obviously, as an amateur, you may not know who your opponent is day to day. Could be in a
Yeah.
fight the next day against somebody who you don't know who it's going to be at that time. In the pros, there may not be an awful lot of footage of a journeyman, or for example, your next
Yeah.
fight. It's well on BoxRec. It's to be confirmed. You may know who it is already. But in terms of sort of studying for your opponents and getting a sparring, is it good for you to have a variety of different types of spars?
Yeah, it's really good to have loads of different spars against loads of different styles. It's to keep your brain switched on and give you the IQ to be able to switch your style to what you need to. Someone might switch their style mid-fight, someone might do it mid-round. It's up to the fighter to recognize that and then change their style or approach that in a different way. Um, so yeah, the having sparring loads of different people is very important to me.
Final topic, we'll come on to your next fight. Staying busy, staying active.
Yeah.
Uh, Back out again. Altrincham, obviously, is very close to home as well. Again, undercard of Pat Brown. Firstly, Pat Brown, did you fight him as an amateur?
We boxed as an amateur just before he. I think it was just as I got on the Great Britain team, and just before he got on the Great Britain team. To be fair, yeah, we're cracking bout, very close bout, and whoever's show it was on, they're probably going to get it. So it was a good bout.
And now your teammates, you're both down with
Yeah.
Jamie and you're fighting on the same card. Is it a bit weird now looking back at that?
Um, I think it's we're very comfortable with each other. We were roommates when we were on GB for a good couple of years. We've got a very brotherly connection. Uh, we've we've travelled together, we've sparred together, we've shared the ring together. I think if you share the ring with someone, you it brings you closer because you've exchanged words really like people exchange words. You've exchanged your soul with each other. So we're really tight and we understand each other. So it's great.
Does it make this next fight a bit more special as well that you're sharing the card, obviously, on it and Pat's headline as well?
Yeah. Pardon, say that again. Sorry.
Does it make it a bit more special this next fight?
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. It was amazing boxing alongside teammates at the Co-op Live, and I think it's just going to be just as amazing boxing alongside Patrick Brown and the rest of them at Altrincham. And I think I'm excited to see Pat start his journey as well. Yeah,
And there'll be some noise in there for Pat's with Pat's fans.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, Pat's a lot. I mean, they came to when we boxed and they roared the place down, and my people roared the place down back. It's going to be an amazing night, and there's going to be some amazing crowd.
And just finally, Connor, I'm sure, already envisioned what's going to happen in the next fight. Tell me what is going to happen.
Um, so my goal is to just box the best of my ability. If the knockout comes, the knockout comes. I'm sure it will. But my goal is to box the best I can box and put on a show and show everyone the talent I've got.
You say if the knockout comes, it comes. Everyone says that. Is that is it hard to not go looking for a knockout when you want to stop it?
Um, a little bit. The thing, the idea is to just box, and then if you hurt him, if you see blood, you go for it. You know what I mean? If you see weakness, you take it. You don't always have to, um, but just got comes as it comes.
Absolutely. Well, Connor, thank you very much for your time. Pleasure speaking to you again.
All
Best of
good.
luck with the fight. I'm sure I'll speak to you again before then.
Thank you very much.